Nothing like good root beer.
Hello, everybody on YouTube and all the NFL YouTube prognosticators and NFL fans everywhere. This is Andrew Warren, back here once again, giving you my thoughts for Week 16 and Week 17 of the 2016 NFL season. Well, the final week is finally here, and it all comes down to Week 17 as usual. There's some winner-take-all games, and we can see how we do from here and go from there. And I hope you guys had a wonderful Christmas. I know I have. This is one of the things I got, this New England Patriots winter hat, the current one they have now. And, of course, this Patriots glass. Well, I have a second glass with it. It's a combo glass, so they have a little root beer in it. Why not? I can't drink because I have to go to work. But anyways, that was one of the things. I also got some sunglasses, too, the Patriots sunglasses, too. So I got a lot of Patriots stuff this year, so it's pretty cool. But hope you guys had a wonderful Christmas, too, so, and everything like that. And hope you guys enjoy the new year. But anyways, time for my thoughts for Week 16. Philadelphia and the New York Giants. I gotta tell you this. I told you, and I'm sure some of you guys have said that, too. I think Justin Bridgewater's finest was one of them. By the way, check his videos out, too. But he's not my shout-out for the week, but definitely do check his videos out. And his SoundCloud and his YouTube channel. That will be the link down below for all the NFL YouTube prognosticators. And, of course, in the New York Giants and Philadelphia game, there was one thing I told you that the Eagles had one thing in common to do, is to beat the New York Giants, and that's exactly what they did to finish that season off. So, hey, that was a great run for the Philadelphia Eagles. It was a quick rebuilding mode for them. I hope they could do well with Carson Wentz. They definitely need some receivers in the long run, but, But beating the New York Giants for them was a stepping stone for the Philadelphia Eagles. I hope they could do something better for that. Buffalo and Miami. If you would have told me that Miami would have a shot at the cold and rainy win outside of Buffalo, I would have thought you were crazy. But they end up pulling it off, which they did. So because of that, they clinched a playoff berth, and I'm not really too happy about that. But whatever. And because of that, it makes me so happy that the Ryan brothers are reinstated and fired. Woohoo! Yeah! Time to party! Woohoo! Woohoo! Come on, let's celebrate! Personally, I'd rather have a blue moon right now, but I have to go to work. Anyways, now that the Rex Ryan's gone, let's see what they can do from there. But I hope they don't get Tom Coughlin from Buffalo because I wouldn't be happy about that. But anyways, Washington and Chicago. Washington needed to get a win. They definitely needed it, and they got it. So they beat Chicago, but of course. And Chicago's one of the worst teams in the league. Probably one of the top 5 worst teams in going to the draft. So you can go in there from there. So, but yeah, that was a good win for Washington. They definitely needed some playoff hopes to get them in the playoff hopes by this week. So let's hope they can do that. And Chicago, they finally realize to cut Jay Cutler. Maybe it's time to realize that. But let's see how they do. But anyways, San Diego and Cleveland. Well, San Diego, Phillip Rivers, I think it's time to move on. And Cleveland, cheers to you. Congratulations. You got your first win of the year, finally. I was hoping you guys go winless. But, you proved me wrong, I still think you're probably one of the worst teams of all time. But let's see how that one goes off from there. But, but Cleveland did get a win. They finally got a win. That was a win they desperately needed, and they went on from there. In Minnesota and Green Bay. Alright, Green Bay needed to get their division hopes alive to win this game. They do that, and I'm sure some Viking fans are probably thinking, oh no. Like, some Viking fans I know, like Steve Brown, part of the Electric Football Show, which I'll get to them in a minute. Which, Gio knows, definitely check his videos out. And of course, Beast, the one I gave you a shout out, they're all Viking fans. They could finally, the season's over. They could finally get Teddy Bridgewater back. Everyone else, they could rethink about that. But yeah, they could definitely say, with that defense kind of having for next year, I definitely think they can go back to the playoffs with that defense and all that. But if they just got to get Bridgewater back or something. and maybe Adrian Peterson get healthy, but he's getting up there in age too, so maybe they got to do something. So at this point, but we'll see how that one goes. But it is what it is. But I'll tell you this right now: if Teddy Bridgewater does come back, he will definitely be comeback player of the year next year. So mark my words on that. You heard that from right here. But anyways, that'll do it for this one because Green Bay needed a win. Let's see how they do against Detroit. My New England Patriots and the New York Jets. Yes! They gave me a Christmas gift. All I wanted was the New England Patriot victory over the New York Jets. And that happened. Merry Christmas to me for that one. Woohoo! Now, it goes down to this. Tom Brady being Tom Brady and the New York Jets just didn't have an answer. That's all I can say. And the Falcons and Cardinals. And the Panthers, excuse me. But anyways, Atlanta, in one hand, needed a win to clinch the playoff berth. I think they got the number 2 seed right now. They clinched that. So that one's taken care of. So they have nothing to play for right now besides that. Besides beating the Saints or something. But, they don't really necessarily need to win or something. They already locked it when they needed. They clinched the division. The NFC South, like I told you, I predicted that. I told you all in the beginning of the year that Atlanta was going to take the division. And you all thought it was crazy. Well, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, I don't remember what you guys said, but anyways, I did said I picked Atlanta to pick the division. I picked Carolina to be last place in the division. Told you Super Bowl hangover. Look what happened. My prediction came true. But anyways, Tennessee and Jacksonville. If you would have told me that Blake Bortles would have a 3-touchdown game, I would have said you're crazy, but that's exactly what happened. Blake Bortles, all they had to do was get rid of Gus Frerotte, and he's fired, and all they needed to do was have a great success in there. Maybe that's all they needed was a coaching change for that matter. I mean, at that point, maybe that's all they needed, but Tennessee suffered a huge loss, too, with losing Marcus Mariota going down. And he'd be out for the year, so he's not going to play for Week 17. At this point, Tennessee has nothing to play for, except for pride. But, just take it what it is on that. But Tennessee, that was a great year for Tennessee. You can't be wrong. They can't be disappointed either. They're on going on the right track. So I'll tell you this one right now, but we'll see how that one goes. But anyways, Oakland and Indianapolis. Well, Oakland did get the win, but they suffered the same fate as Derek Carr suffered the same fate as Marcus Mariota did, going down with the leg injury too, and that would maybe cost their playoff hopes a little bit. And that definitely doesn't sound good for Oakland right now, who just came back in the playoffs for the first time since 2002, and have their quarterback go down like that. Have one of the best offenses in the league for that. So that must be really tough for Oakland to go through right now. So I don't know what's going to happen with this. It's going to be definitely a game changer for my New England Patriots and the Kansas City Chiefs. So all this can play out, though. I don't really know. So this all could change. But hey, let's see what it can do. Anyways, Los Angeles and San Francisco. And the 49ers got their second victory of the year, and that was on one team. They've beaten the Rams twice this year. And if you're the Rams, you gotta be ashamed of yourself. You couldn't beat one of the worst teams in football. But the 49ers should be happy. Right now they're playing for pride, Maybe they should do something in the draft to get protection for Colin Kaepernick or something. But it goes to show you that Colin Kaepernick is the quarterback. He is. But that's all I can say. But next, Tampa Bay and New Orleans. And Tampa Bay didn't go off with the good loss, though. They needed a win to try to get in the playoffs, but unfortunately that didn't happen. I thought the Tampa Bay was going to pull up an upset at that point, but that didn't turn out to be the case. It was a close game until the end, but it didn't work out that way. And, it just didn't work out. In Arizona and Seattle, I gotta say this, Arizona, they're not one of the most disappointing teams this year, but beating Seattle shows something. You're not really out of the woods yet. maybe for next year or something like that. But, you know, if you going to beat Seattle, I mean, that's accomplishment right there. Because beating Seattle in Seattle is one of the toughest things you could do. And Arizona at this point, you know, they should just look in the mirror and just try to draft the young quarterback to replace Carson Palmer, because Carson Palmer looks like he's going to be done. He looks like it, and you can see it in his eyes, too. So, that's something they should look into, like draft a quarterback or something. But all in all, at least if they do that, Carson Palmer can train him to make me a mentor or something like that. And have something work out. But defensively, Arizona's looks good on defense, though. I mean, if they can work on their offense a little bit more better, maybe they could be Super Bowl contenders in the future. So, that's the thing I could think about. And as of Seattle, at this point, maybe Seattle, they could just try to go for the number 2 seed or something like that. Or maybe number 3 seed or something. They had nothing to play for right now, so they just got to go for that. So, anyways, Houston and Cincinnati. Yes, I thought I was going to make a wrong prediction when I picked Houston over Cincinnati, but I turned out to have the right call for this one. So Houston needed to win badly, and they do that. With the loss in Indianapolis, too, they end up winning the AFC South for the second year in a row under Bill O'Brien. So, you gotta be kudos to Bill O'Brien. He's doing a hell of a job in Houston. So, I think Bill O'Brien is an excellent coach for them. Maybe that was the answer they needed. But the problem is, they need to draft a quarterback, and unfortunately, that didn't turn out to be the case. I mean, that other quarterback, Tom Slavey or whatever his name, the backup quarterback for Brock Osweiler, maybe he's the key to be a success for the Houston Texans. Maybe that's the case, because all they got to waste $72 million on Brock Osweiler right down the toilet right there. But they got a quarterback that can help them win games. Well, that was just one game. I don't know how they're going to do in the playoffs. And Pittsburgh and Baltimore. Oh my God, that was the game of the week. That was a back and forth game. I thought Baltimore was going to pull up an upset, but that didn't turn out to be that way. But it was a close call. They almost had it. I almost picked it. Oh, it didn't work out that way. Oh, that would have been a nice pick to win. I would have gotten that correctly. But no, that didn't turn out. But that's all right. We'll go from there. And for the Sunday Night Football game, Kansas City at Denver. I got to say, Denver's out right now because of the loss. But Kansas City needed to win, too, to try to catch up with the NFC West. So it's anyone's game with Oakland and Kansas City right now. Now it's definitely an old school matchup. Kansas City and Oakland, a classic rivalry right there at that point right now. Anything can happen with that in that week 17, how that one goes. But all because of that and everything else going on in Denver. Defensively, that's really good. Now they're really upset about that. They can probably help out Kansas City out to do what they did last week. But I think that defensively, they can be really, really good. But now Denver should look and maybe get Tony Romo, if I need. But when I think about that, though, I know they did that with Peyton Manning. They got a Super Bowl out of it. But Tony Romo was a much harder project than Peyton Manning was. So I got to say, this is a tough risk to do it, but it's a bold one, too. So that's something they should look into. Maybe even sign a quarterback, too, in the draft instead of drafting one. But, you know, we'll see how that one goes. Dallas and Detroit. Hey, wow. Before I get, Dallas needed to win to get home field advantage. They got it. Detroit needed to win to try to get the NFC North, but it didn't turn out that way to be in Detroit's side. It was a tie game at one point, and it just rolled over for Dallas in the second half in that game. And that pretty much it. But I'll say in this game, though, that game, the Tennessee Titans and the Jacksonville Jaguars game, and I think it was the Kansas City and Denver too. And that 3 non-quarterback passes for touchdowns in the same week. That's a record for that. Because Dallas did that. I think Kansas City did that, and Jacksonville did that all week for the past week. That was incredible to see that. So, but anyways, for Detroit and Dallas, Dallas got the win to get to NFC, the home field advantage in the NFC, and they do that, and let's go from there. And I will see you guys back here in a minute for my Week 17 picks. And welcome back, everybody. Well, now that my thoughts are out of the way, I'm going to get to my picks. Well, before I do that, you're probably wondering, I had a different background earlier. I had something behind me, but now it's not there anymore, so I did that. My thoughts, yesterday or the day before, something like that, but, you know, now that my so now it's, far different from now, because I'm finally got the time to do it, so I'm going to get my picks in right away. So anyways, first off, the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals. Well, Baltimore is probably one of the best teams that are not in the playoffs right now. And Cincinnati is probably playing for pride at this point. And Marvin Lewis still has his freaking job. What does Cincinnati has to do in order to keep this guy, to get rid of him? What does he have to do to go? I mean, they went to the playoffs without him. They went to the playoffs with him. He's winless in the playoffs in the wild card. He can't even get to the division round. I mean, he even can't get a first round bye, for God's sakes. And this year, they're one of the most disappointing teams in the AFC, and he still didn't get in. He still keeps his job. What do they have to do to fire him? What do they have to do to get rid of him? But that's my take on that one. I'm a little furious about that. He still keeps his job. Alright. Here's what I take about this. Last year, Tom Coughlin was fired. Well, resigned or told him to go or something like that. I mean, he's the guy who won 2 Super Bowls against my New England Patriots, and he left for, I don't know, whatever it was, but he goes and Marvin Lewis still keeps his job. I mean, how can Tom Coughlin leave his job and with a guy who won 2 Super Bowls and Marvin Lewis doesn't? I mean, I don't get it. I really don't get it. But despite all that, though, Baltimore is probably the best team that's not been in the playoffs. They're probably going to take the frustrations on Cincinnati. Probably go on at a high note, and they're going to probably beat Cincinnati. I'm going to pick Baltimore over Cincinnati. Houston and Tennessee. This is a toss-up game. I've been thinking back and forth on this team. Tom Savage probably going to be starting again. They have nothing to play for at this point. So, they can't go to the second round. I think they're in the 3rd seed or something in the playoff standings, I think. So I think they can't go any higher than that. But they got the division home game, so they probably are going to have the wild card. So they can't play anything more than that. So, and Matt Castles is starting for the Tennessee Titans, I believe. So because Marcus Mariota got hurt. So, but anyways, I gotta say, I'm gonna pull the upset on this one. I like Tennessee beating Houston because I think Houston's gonna probably start resting their players, then probably get ready for the playoffs, and then think it in the second half. So then we have nothing to play for at this point. So might as well put Tennessee in. But Tennessee probably you gotta give Tennessee a lot of credit for trying to fight for the playoffs. I think they're gonna be in the playoffs next year. So we'll wait and see on that one. Right, my New England Patriots and the Miami Dolphins. Oh, this is gonna be a fun game to watch. Miami has nothing to play for. They clinched a playoff berth. They clinched the number 6 seed, I think. They can't go higher than that. I don't believe so. Probably 6 or 5 seed. But either way, they're going to be on the road in the wild card. And my New England Patriots have something to play for. And remember last year we had a chance to clinch the home field advantage. That didn't work out to be that way. A little revenge is on their minds right now. And I got something to say for that after my pick. So I like my New England Patriots in a squeaker against the Miami Dolphins. And do not wear those Orange Sickles uniforms. Those are the ugliest uniforms that I ever seen in my life. And I got a story for that. Once there was a football team called the Miami Dolphins with the Orange Sickles. They were so ugly that all the NFL fans died. The end. That's all I gotta say about that one. Anyways, well, Minnesota, Chicago. I mean, Minnesota, really good defense. I've been banged up all year, starting with Teddy Bridgewater from training camp, all the way down to this year. Adrian Peterson got hurt. Now they're playing for pride, so is Chicago. Minnesota's far the better team, I believe so, but I like Minnesota over Chicago. And maybe they finally realize to get rid of Jay Cutler. Buffalo and the Jets. And I gotta say this. Hallelujah! Hallelujah! Thank the hell God the Ryan brothers are gone. Out of the AFC East. Thank God! And let's celebrate. Let's bring a toast to them. Woohoo! Let's all celebrate Rex Ryan's firing. Woohoo! I'm jumping for joy. Woohoo! No more the Ryan brothers. No more Ryan brothers. Thank God. I got sick and tired of hearing about the Ryan brothers this, the Ryan brothers that. I am sick and tired of it. Thank the hell God they're fired. My God. But hey, I can't see Buffalo winning at this point. I'm going to try to pull up the upset with this. I think the New York Jets are playing for pride too. They're both playing for pride. Meaningless game. But I think the New York Jets are going to pull this one off because I think they're going to have at least go on a high note for the New York Jets. I like the New York Jets over the Bills. Eagles and the Cowboys. All right, here's what I got to say. The Cowboys have nothing to play for. They got home field advantage, and they can't go any more than that. No matter who wins this week in the playoff berth, Dallas has home field advantage. I'm sure they'll have Ezekiel Elliott and Dirk Prescott are all going to play in the first half. They're probably going to get benched. And Tony Romo in favor in the quarterback position just showed the NFL scouts that he still has it, which I still think he does. But, he might go to another team, probably the Denver Broncos or something. Which I can picture that. That could be coming, but, hey, whatever. But anyways, like for Philadelphia's case, we beaten the New York Giants. That was our main goal, to wrap up the season. Let's beat the Dallas Cowboys. I think that's on their minds as well. So, hey, I think Philadelphia's going to probably, when they rest all the players, they're going to take advantage of that opportunity for the Dallas Cowboys. And the Eagles are going to go on a high note, I think. They're going to probably end their season with the win. And I think the Eagles are going to win this game. And the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns. Okay, first off, congratulations to the Cleveland Browns. I keep saying that, and a toast to you, you got your first win. But I gotta say this. This is your only win. You're not gonna beat Pittsburgh, no matter who's playing. Because this is a meaningless game. Pittsburgh clinched. I think they got a wild card home game. And they can't go any further than what they are now. So, what I'm saying is, I think Pittsburgh, I think I see Le'Veon Bell getting benched in the second half. And Landry Jones is going to play in the second half in place of Big Ben. So, and honestly, I think Landry Jones is probably one of the best backup quarterbacks in the league right now. I gotta say, Landry Jones kind of impressed me a little bit when he almost tried to beat up my New England Patriots, but we ended up getting the victor anyway. He almost beat us, but we ended up clinching the go-ahead touchdown for us in that game. So, but anyways, but what I'm trying to say is, I think either way, I think Pittsburgh's going to win this game. Either it's going to be Big Ben playing the whole game, or when it's Landry Jones in the second half. I got to pull off with the Pittsburgh Steelers winning this game. It's going to be the only win for the Cleveland Browns. All right, Buccaneers and the Carolina Panthers. One team fighting for the playoff berth. The other one playing for pride. I got to say this. Tampa Bay is in a fighting mood right now, and I think they're going to probably fight to get in the playoffs. For the Carolina Panthers, they're only playing for pride at this point. What's the point of Cam Newton getting a hit? I'm sure he's not going to. So, but Cam Newton's going to play anyways. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is I like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning this game. And hope for the best to try to, but for the Washington Redskins and the Packers and the Lions game this coming weekend. So, but I'm going to be getting those games in a bit. So, hold on tight for those. But anyways, I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to win, and they're going to be trying to fight what's going to happen for the Washington Redskins and the Lions and the Packers. Excuse me, I couldn't think at this point. But anyways, I think they're going to be, by the time it's all said and done, when Tampa Bay Buccaneers win, they're probably going to know what their fate is, because they're on at the same time. I believe that they're on at the same time as the Washington Redskins are. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one, but I believe so. But, Anyway, no, I think when it's all set and I take it back. They're playing at, I think Tampa Bay's playing at 1 o'clock. I think Washington's going to be playing at 4 o'clock. So I think that's how it's going to go. So around that time frame. So when it's all set, when that game's set and done, they're going to be watching that Washington Redskins game, I believe. So anyways, I think that's what's going to happen with Tampa Bay. I think Tampa Bay's going to win that game, and they're going to probably watch that Washington Redskins game to see what happens. And that's what I'm going to go to next. I'm going to skip over a bit, though. The Washington Redskins and the New York Giants. The Giants have nothing to play for. They're out. The Philadelphia Eagles got them out of the playoffs. I believe so. They're probably one of the best teams in the NFC that are not in the playoffs, I think. I could be wrong. But I think they're in or not. I don't know. I haven't looked at the playoff standings yet. So, but, hold on. In fact, let me check right now. Hold on. I'm on my laptop, so, yeah. Let's see, right now, hold on, give me a bit, hold on, and, hold on, let me see, let's see what we got, in the hunt, blah, 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 yep, no, yeah, right, yeah, the New York Giants are eliminated from the playoffs, so, yeah, you're right, I was right, so, you know, I'm sorry about that, oh wait, they are in the wild card. So, excuse me, my apologies for that. So the New York Giants have nothing to play for. All they can clinch is a wild card. So, that's all they can do. So, and unfortunately the New York Giants are in. That doesn't make me happy. Now that I just find out about it. But I think Washington is trying to fight to get in the playoffs, and I think that's what's going to happen. Sorry, Buccaneer fans. I like the Washington Redskins winning the game. If they're in, they're in. It's a win and you're in situation for the Washington Redskins, and I think that's what's going to happen. Probably Eli Manning is going to get benched, and probably Odell Beckham Jr. is going to get benched too. So I think that's what's going to happen. So Washington's going to take that victory, and I'm sure the Redskins probably wouldn't care at this point. Meanwhile, the Giants wouldn't care at this point. They were already in the playoffs. So, well, maybe they do. They probably want to beat the Washington Redskins so they wouldn't have to face them in the playoffs, maybe. I don't know. But anyways, it's for the Redskins, it's either their win, they're in. So that's what I'm thinking about. So, I'm picking the Washington Redskins are going to get in. So that's what I think. But anyways, back to where I think, now I'm going to go with the Atlanta Falcons and the New Orleans Saints. The Saints have nothing to play for. The Falcons do. If they win, they get the number 2 seed. And if they don't, they have to wait for what's going to happen with the Packers in Detroit, I think. And I think the Seattle Seahawks and the San Francisco 49ers. So that's what I think they're going to do. But I think Atlanta it's going to be a high, Atlanta, both teams are high-powered offenses. But the only difference is that Atlanta has a better defense. But I like, in this game, I think Atlanta is going to pull this game out. I think it's going to be a tough game. I like Atlanta beating the New Orleans Saints. But Denver and Oakland. Okay. Here's my take. Oakland had a window of opportunity to get at least number 2 seed in the first round bye. And it just crashed and burned with Derek Carr getting hurt in his leg. Which I feel terrible bad about. I hope he makes a great recovery for that. But I think this is going to haunt the Oakland Raiders in the playoffs. And that's a hard thing to do. Get in the playoffs for the first time since 2002, since Super Bowl 37, and you lose your quarterback. That's hard to do. I mean, that's really hard. And I hate to say it, but I think Denver is going to take that opportunity with that defense. And I know Denver is out, but they're going to be playing for pride at this point. And I think nothing's better to do to beat their division rivals. They're going on a high note. And I think that's what's going to happen. It's going to be the Broncos. I'm picking the Broncos over the Oakland Raiders. The Rams and the Cardinals. Both teams have nothing to play for. But Larry Fitzgerald said he's going to stay. Carson Palmer thinks he's going to stay, which I'm hoping to God nothing happens to him because I'm afraid because he's been getting hurt left and right the last few games. Last year or two, even that year before, too. But I think in the upcoming runs, I don't remember you guys remember in 2005 draft that Brett Favre was still there, but they drafted Aaron Rodgers. But I think and look at him now. I think that's what the Cardinals should do at this point, you know. Draft the young quarterback in the first round, have Carson Palmer train him, have him under his wing, and go from that point. But I think that's what's going to happen this coming year, though. But they show they have something left. They may want to do something, which, that's fine, you know. I think Larry Fitzgerald says he wants to stay, so is Carson Palmer, so let's see how that one works out. But, you know, I think Arizona's going to go on a high note. They're going to probably win this game. I like over the Los Angeles Rams. Kansas City and the San Diego Chargers. Whoa. Kansas City Chiefs, they have a window of opportunity to take the division in the first round or maybe the home field advantage throughout the playoffs in the AFC. The window's wide open to them. So, if my New England Patriots win, it's a bigger open for them for that. Which I hope to God it isn't, because I want home field advantage. But, anyways, what I'm saying to you is, I think Kansas City when I said my New England Patriots are going to beat the Miami Dolphins, I think Kansas City is going to beat the San Diego Chargers. I think they're going to get the number 2 seed, and Oakland's going to get the wild card spot. I think that's what's going to happen. So, I like Kansas City over the San Diego Chargers. And, hold on. The Seahawks and the 49ers. Seattle traveling to San Francisco. I think this is going to be this is a must-win for Seattle. They got the division. They can't go they have a shot at being in the number 2 seed, being with Atlanta being at number 2 if they lose. So if Atlanta loses, Seattle moves out to number 2. But I picked Atlanta, so I don't think that's going to happen. But I think Seattle is going to get the number 3 seed, and I think they're going to beat the San Francisco 49ers. And now to my Sunday Night Football game, the game of the week. The game of the week. And it's Green Bay Packers versus Detroit Lions. And I say to you, I like the Redskins winning. And I think the Buccaneers are going to get the win. They're going to get out. Here's the situation. It's the winner gets the division. Whoever wins are in the playoffs. The loser most likely be out. It all depends what happens. If Washington or Tampa Bay loses. But if that's going to be the case, but I did pick Washington to win, so I think Washington's going to get in the playoffs. And I think the loser of the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions is going to be decided for that game for the NFC North title. And I got to say this. I know it's in Detroit. Oh, but I can't bet against Aaron Rodgers. I can't do it. Aaron Rodgers is good from these clutch performances in big games like that. And remember Aaron Rodgers a few weeks ago said he got it covered? And that's what they've been doing. I know everyone's been saying about, oh, what's going on with the Green Bay Packers? But I think I got to put my faith in Aaron Rodgers and the Packers more than the Detroit Lions. And it's going to be a high-scoring game. Don't get me wrong. It's going to be a high-scoring game. I expect it to be over, at least, 42, over 40 points or something, combined. Well, not combined, but, it'd be like a 49-42 score, or maybe 48-42 or something like that. Maybe 41-38 or something like that. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. It's going to be a back-and-forth game. They're both going to fight in the playoffs. Both have high-power offenses. Aaron Rodgers has Jordy Nelson back, which is really great for him. That's why they've been winning a lot of games. But if Detroit loses, it's going to be on a sad note. Getting the division all year round and just fall apart just like that. I mean, that's hard. I mean, that's sad to me, to be honest with you. That's probably one of the worst collapses. I gotta say, like the 92 Dolphins. Well, 93 Dolphins, I take that back. And the 2008 Cowboys and the 2008 Jets. And the 87 Chargers, too. And the 86 Raiders. They're going to be in that conversation, I think. If that's going to be the case. Or maybe the 2009 Broncos, too. Just for examples. I think that this year's Detroit's going to be in that same note, despite Matthew Stafford having an MVP season. But I have more faith in Aaron Rodgers than Matthew Stafford does. And I got to pick the Green Bay Packers over the Detroit Lions. But I'll tell you this, though. If Detroit runs, I wouldn't be surprised. So, let's see how it goes on that. Well, that'll wrap up my my Week 17 NFL picks. I hope you enjoyed it. So, hey, let's see how it goes. That's how it goes this week, and I will see you all in the wild card hunt. All right, bye. Hello, everybody on YouTube and all the NFL YouTube prognosticators and NFL... fuck. Hello, everybody on YouTube and the NFL YouTube prognosticators and NFL fans everywhere. This is Andrew Warren, back in here once again. Whoa. Hope you like my couple of outtakes and stuff like that. You know, I screwed up on all those, but I figured I'd show it for like funniness or anything. It's not that very funny, I know, but you know, yeah, why not? I thought, why not? Feel little jokes around there. But anyways, shout outs for the week. Stu Pace and Steve Brown, known as the Electric Football Show. That's why I wanted to give the shout out to them. Talk about with the orange creamsicles, as he wore that during the his NFL picks. And I gotta say, Stu Pace, those orange sickles jerseys are the worst NFL uniforms in history, probably the worst in the Seattle Seahawks green uniforms, right up that like alley. So, but hey, I gotta say, you're in the playoffs right now, but hold on real tight. Hold that beer real tight, because it's gonna be a living nightmare in your playoffs. I can guarantee you that. We're out for revenge, buddy. We're out to get you. We're out to get you. So that's all I gotta say to that. And my other shout outs, Brother Poet. I mean, give him some love too. He does great NFL picks too. He makes great picks as well. And check out Names Noodle too. He's a great guy too to check out. So hey, give him some love for that too. So, and of course the am I missing? Oh yeah, am I missing somebody else? Thinking. Oh yeah, go check out Edward Lerner too, which I gave him a shout out before, I believe a few weeks ago or something like that. Like last week, I think I gave him a shout out. I think so. Give him a shout out too. If you also like zodiac signs, that's what he does too, and we can check his videos out. I mean, I'll leave the link down below. And of course, Justin's Bridgewater's Finest. Check his videos out. He makes great picks. And also check him out on SoundCloud and on Twitter and Blockbuster_guy on Twitter. So those are my shout outs for the week. I'll be back with you in the wild card hunt. And until then, yeah. By the way, I did try to do a video early in the week and while I was driving, but my phone fell out. Don't do that. Please don't do that, guys, because you probably will regret that too. So until then, this is Andrew Warren. I'll see you guys all in the wild card picks. Peace.